Hi, I'm Brendan Pywell, the software developer of Bob's Track Builder, and something else that I'm going to be showing you over the next week, once I get all the videos together, of some other software that I'm working on. I've been working on this for years and I can't wait to show it. Before I do, I'm going to talk about something I'm really passionate about, and that is climate change. We're really stuffing this planet up in a big way, and we need to start really doing something. At the moment, most of us tend to agree with the climate scientists. 97% of them are saying it's us, it's happening, and it's going to be bad. How bad ranges from pretty bad to really seriously bad. And yeah, there's uncertainty, but you've got to act upon that uncertainty. So at the moment, I think people are suffering from implicatory denial. That is, we understand the science a little bit, at least we agree with the scientists, but because we are part of the problem, and because the problem's quite complex, over a long period of time, involves international cooperation, we're quite happy for it to just slip by and not do anything. And it's quite dangerous because we're starting to see the impacts of climate change now, and it's coming through in all types of data. You can see it in extreme weather events are happening more often, and we're seeing droughts becoming longer and more severe. We're seeing flooding become more common as well as more severe. The severity in flooding actually happens because the atmosphere can hold more water content. For every degree of warming, the atmosphere can hold about 7% more water, if I remember correctly. We're also seeing global surface temperatures increase and setting new records. Sea level continues to rise and accelerate, and that's really nasty. If you look 200 years down the track, as I like to do, I like to think about the distant future as well as my own life, then these things get pretty bad. Ocean heat content, how much heat is going into the oceans, it's more than 90% of the heat being trapped at the moment goes into the oceans, and we're accumulating that at something like 4 atomic bombs per second going into the ocean. And so we're tracking that better with the Argo float system, and that's cool, but yeah, it's also scary at the same time. Your glaciers and your polar ice caps are obviously melting, and that melt is accelerating, and you can determine that with altimetry satellites that and planes that are flying over to map out the landscape in 3D. And you also got the grey satellites, which are measuring the gravity, so you can actually see the shift in gravity of this ice as it moves off the ice caps and out into the oceans. They're being able to pick this up. So it's really, people that deny the science are just ridiculous in my opinion. We're also seeing coral bleaching, and as the ocean warms, the corals are bleaching, and ocean acidification is also hammering into the shellfish. So there's a lot of things going on that are really shaking up our ecosystem, and yeah, it's something we really need to do something about. So we need to take personal action. We need to take action ourselves to reduce the carbon that we are responsible for. And there's many ways. Google it on the internet. I'm not going to stand here and listen and blabble on about it. We also need to take action in who we vote for, because our politicians are responsible for the international action that goes on. So in Australia, we pretty much need to vote for anybody except this idiot. No, not me. This guy. See, this is our PM, and he says coal is Australia's future and good for humanity. Aside from shortening people's lives and affecting the air quality, this is the financial value of coal over the past 5 years. And that's our Australian thermal coal going downwards, downwards, downwards. Our PM says he's committed to a 5% reduction by 2020, but won't commit beyond that. He has also said climate change is crap and carbon is weightless. So his mindset doesn't really seem to be serious about addressing climate change. The data shows a different picture as well. As they got rid of the carbon tax in Australia, the only country to do such a thing, the emissions have gone up even while our demand for electricity has come down. In New South Wales, we're about to have a state election, and our current Premier supports the expansion of coal mines, even if that threatens wildlife in the surrounding areas and the demolition of a small country town. I just can't agree with that. I'd rather sell apples for $10 than coal for $1 million. So I'm not going to waffle on anymore. That's about it. Make a change. You can vote for somebody new. You don't have to vote for the coalition in Australia just because your dad did or just because you always have. That's pretty stupid. It's not like they're your football team. You can make change. I made changes. I made a lot of changes in my life about 5 years or so ago, and it's been absolutely brilliant since. I'm probably living the best I ever have. And some of that is in the software I'm going to deliver, and yeah, we'll produce a video of that, and I'll show that soon. All right, thanks for listening.